वी आर लाइव। मैं पीपीटी शेयर कर रही हूँ।
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the third and the last session of the day in the CPD initiative by S. Chand Publishing. My name is Preeti Kashyap, and I'm glad to be your host for this important and engaging session. We hope you have had a fantastic day filled with valuable insights and learning. So, in this session, we'll be understanding the importance of SEL in early years and learn why socio emotional learning is crucial in early childhood education. Know the key aspects of socio-emotional learning, explore practical strategies and activities to foster socio-emotional learning among young learners. We encourage you to participate actively in this session. Feel free to ask questions, share your experiences, and engage in interactive segments. Let's make this a collaborative learning experience. Now, let's introduce our esteemed speaker for this session, Ms. Tanvi Parwal. A warm welcome once again, Tanvi. She is a distinguished academic professional with over a decade of experience. She excels in collaborating with the top schools and organizations, specializing in designing integrated English and early years curriculum. Tanvi is renowned for conducting impactful training programs and innovation workshops that enhance teaching practices. Her passion for creating efficient, real, and purposeful learning experiences has empowered many teachers to achieve transformative outcomes. Uh, Before I hand it over to Ms. Tanvi, I'd like to mention a few housekeeping rules for everyone today. Uh, Participants will be muted throughout the entire session. Please ensure you have a pen and a paper to note down important information. The chat box will be enabled during the Q&A round and as required by the speaker. To receive your e-certificates, please fill out the feedback form that will be sent to your registered email ID after the session. Remember to take the quiz after this session at 5:30. We'll share the quiz link with you once the session concludes. So without the delay, let's dive into the world of socio-emotional learning. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Tanvi Parwal as she leads us in this session. Ms. Tanvi, over to you. Ma'am, you're on mute. Yeah, okay.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Preeti. And I'm really honored to be here and talk about such a vital aspect of early years and vital aspect of all our lives as well, which is social emotional learning. So let's get started and deep dive into it. Okay, we'll use our chat box throughout the session. And you let me know how were you feeling yesterday? Okay, great, good, fantastic, good, awesome, wonderful. Very nice to see such enthusiastic responses. Yesterday, most of us were feeling nice and wonderful and good about ourselves and energetic. Okay, so how are you feeling today? Now we are talking about today. Okay, fantastic, wonderful, very informative. Okay, too many sessions today. Eager for the session. Enthusiastic, informative, wonderful, awesome, good, great. Do you think we feel the same every day? Is it the same that we feel our yesterday's feeling, today's feeling? No. Okay. Everyone is saying no, we don't feel the same. Absolutely right. Our feelings change. The way we feel today, we may not feel the same tomorrow. Maybe today we are really, really happy about something, and maybe tomorrow our happiness is not at, to that extent. Our feelings are dependent on how our mood and also on the surrounding that we are in. And precisely this is where SEL, socio emotional learning, comes into picture. So what is SEL? What comes to your mind when you read the word social? You can use the chat, please. Mingle, family, okay. Connected to people, public, environment, people around us, related to society and environment, friendly. Yes. Um, Social is about the society. It is about all the relationships. that we share with other people in the society. Now, these people can be our friends, can be our family, can be our neighbors, people we know, people we do not know. So we share a relationship with everyone, even if we do not know the person. There is a relationship, right? And when we are, you know, maybe walking on the road and somebody passes by, so of course there is a relationship of us passing that person, and something can happen. So maybe we say hi, or maybe we bang on that person. So again, there is a relationship that needs to be understood. So social is about, mostly about relationships. Now, what comes to your mind when you read the word emotional? Please use the chat. What comes to your mind when you read emotional? Okay, feelings, emotions. Correct. So all of us are saying feelings, and this is spot on. Our mood, our feelings, this is what emotional is. So if we talk in succinct, SEL is relationships, awareness about relationships and feelings, and regulating our relationships and feelings. In very simple words, how, whether we are aware of these two things and how are we regulating them. That is SEL for us. Okay. So we have to understand that SEL begins very early in life. It's not that we grow up and then we get to understand our feelings, and then that is the time when we get to know what to do about it. Maybe today I'm feeling disappointed, so today is not the time where I'm going to learn, okay, what do I do? I'm feeling disappointed. I've learned this way back. So this whole understanding of social and emotional begins early in life, and it is very important because this is the time, the first 5 6 years, 8 years is the time when the child is understanding themselves. They are understanding who they are, what they are getting to know about their emotions, they are getting to learn to manage emotions. I'm feeling happy, what to do about it? I'm feeling sad, what to do about it? I'm feeling restless, what to do about it? And this is the time when they're interacting with others, and now these interactions can be positive or negative, but these interactions happen. And this is the time when the child is getting all these information and getting all this input, and then developing their schemas, right? So SEL doesn't big early years is not the phase where you do not do SEL. Early years is the phase where you must do SEL. This must be developed. Now, imagine that you had a huge fight with somebody in the family just before this workshop, and it has really impacted you. So, how would you feel at this point? Would you be able to learn or grasp anything new? Would you be able to focus? Upset? No, you won't be able to learn, won't be able to focus. Okay. Yes. So everyone is saying they'll feel upset, disturbed. We won't be able to focus or learn anything new. We'll be distracted, right? Uh, and maybe someone, as rightly said, may not be even able to join the session after a huge fight. Now, imagine a child comes to the class with such an emotion. Will the child be able to learn anything new? Will the child be able to concentrate? And this is our mission of education, right? To be able to learn, right? The child will not be able to do anything, as you rightly are saying, all of you, with such heavy emotions. And I'm not only talking about negative emotions, I'm not only talking about when the child is feeling upset, also when the child is way too happy, something really amazing happened, even then we are unable to concentrate, right? Our mind continuously goes on that thing. So extremely important at this stage to help the child understand the emotions and regulate it, so that they feel relaxed, so that they are able to build positive relationships, and hence able to become ready to learn. If i'm not if i'm not in the zone, if I'm not feeling okay, if I'm not feeling like concentrating, I won't be able to learn, right? So that is why it is very important that we help the child understand all this, so that they are ready to learn. SEL also helps the child to develop their cognitive skills. And a lot of research has shown that children with very strong SEL foundations, they're able to manage social interactions well, also later in life. And overall, it is very important for brain development and learning. The brain, the development of the brain improves, right? So you understand what SEL is and why it is important in the early years. Okay, now moving towards, now this is clear, right? What is SEL? Why should we do it? It's very important because it will help you concentrate and learn better and all of those things and maintain better relationships. But where do you begin? How do you start developing these skills? Can anyone guess? You can use the chat. Meditation, okay. Okay, so meditation is the how part. How do you do it? You can begin in the classroom, okay. So this begin with the students is warm up, okay. At home, okay. Prayer, pranayam, follow a routine, group activity. By getting more and more interactions with students personally, simply asking questions, perfect. Relaxation activities. These are some really amazing responses, by the way. All of you are talking about beginning it in the classroom with the students or for the students. What about self? This is where SEL begins. You begin it with yourself. You first understand your emotions. You understand how to regulate it, how to maintain it, how to build relationships. What if somebody comes to you and asks for a favor? What do you do? What if somebody hits you? What if somebody gives you a present? What if somebody stops talking to you? You know, these are small, small things that happen in life. And these are the things. So, children always learn through observation and imitation, right? Those are the two major, and repetition, of course. These are some really important principles through which children learn. Now, where do they observe and imitate SEL skills? It will be you. They are going to observe you. If you are able to identify your emotions, and if you are able to show that, okay, if I am feeling this way, this is what I do, the child is going to imitate and it is going to help the child. So you begin from yourself, yours. And it doesn't mean that you take a month before the school starts and then you, okay, today I have to do meditation, today I have to do yoga. No, no, no. That's not what it means. You can learn on the go, on the job as well, while you're teaching the child. But you have to be conscious about it. You have to understand that you are also a human being and you have to also feel and experience this. Yes, it should come naturally to you. And sometimes even if it doesn't come naturally, you can learn. It's not a skill that you can't learn. You know, I don't believe in this fact. You can learn anything. Everything is built by human beings and we can do and learn it, everything and anything, like children can. So now you have started with yourself. In the school, where do you begin? Like when you reach when you reach school, so you can have a very good morning routine. Now you have understood your feelings, you have understood how to go about it, and you can also do it simultaneously. The moment you enter your school, even if you don't enter the school, even at your home, your morning routine is a very important routine where socio-emotional learning has a huge role to play. So this is the time when you not only greet the students, you also greet your fellow teachers, you also greet other people in the school, your gardener, your helper, your didi, the person who takes care of the staff room, or the person who sweeps the floor, every single person, the principal, everyone. So whoever comes your way, you greet that person. Nice to meet you. How are you today? Good morning. And you can be personal, right? If you know something is happening at their place, maybe there is a wedding. Oh, how's the wedding preparation going? The kids around you are observing you. They're going to learn from you. They'll see, oh, ma'am does this. Oh, sir does this. Oh, that's a very good way. I will also do it. They're not going to say these things, but they're definitely going to, kind of process it in their brain. Always smile when you see the other person, even if you don't know that person, that is okay. But have like a hi, good morning, hello, how are you, how's everything going, how's the morning today, how are you feeling, anything, any question you can ask. So your morning routine plays a very important role. Now it is not only about you and the students, you greeting other people or the students, you also ensure that whoever, any student who comes to the classroom also greet other students, so students also greet each other. You can, and these greetings can be in any form, it's not always, it doesn't always have to be verbal. The students, or you can hug the student, the students can hug each other, the students can just do a high five, maybe without saying anything. Just to show that, yeah, I know. And that is a very good practice to also develop relationship, friendship, right? So your morning routine, and this is a routine, routines work very well with kids, because it gives a sense of predictability. They know that, okay, the moment I reach school, I have to say hello to everyone, I have to say good morning to everyone. Or whenever I meet somebody new comes to my house, I have to say namaste, good morning, whatever. So it doesn't only stay in the school, it also then extends to the home. So routines are really important. Another really simple thing that you can do while you're talking about while we are talking about introducing socio-emotional activities in the classroom is having different activities done either during the assembly or during your circle time. So must be having either circle time or assembly or something like that, like 5-10 minutes with the kids before you start your lessons, right, every day in the morning. So you can decide, and you can have this kind of a chart also prepared and put it on the wall, and you can say, okay, every Monday I'm going to talk about my feelings and why I feel so. Now this is also a very good space for you to practice SEL. So you begin in the first month of the session, you begin talking about your feelings. Today I'm feeling very low, something happened, my maybe my car broke while I was coming to the school, and now I'm feeling a bit, and it took me longer, I'm feeling a bit restless. I think I should take a minute to just calm myself down, and do that in the classroom in front of the students so that they know what it means. On Tuesday, talk about an event. I had a somebody presented this beautiful keyring to me yesterday, and it was so nice. I said thank you to the person. You begin by these sessions. Wednesday you can have gratitude session, a gratitude time where you say thank you to anybody. It can also be anything from the nature. I want to say thank you to the tree, I want to say thank you to the sky, because it has been really hot, but now it has started. I want to say thank you to the rain, it has decreased the heat, and anything. On Thursdays you can have like a take a pledge and repeat positive affirmations day. So every Thursday you take a pledge, I will always be a happy child. We'll talk about this a little more. And on Fridays you can do practice mindfulness, yoga, breathing exercises. These are also ways, and also very good opportunities to give these tactics to the students that they can follow. So when they are feeling something else, or they are feeling a bit whatever, restless or whatever, they can use these tactics. Third very important thing to do, think about SEL, is to create a very safe space for the child. Okay, today I'm feeling sad, but what do I do about it? I'm feeling really irritated and annoyed. I'm feeling agitated, but what do I do about it? Where do I go? So have a corner in the classroom. And this corner can be a corner or a wall. Hang your feelings chart there. Hang your tactics that can be followed if you're feeling this. And if the child is not feeling sad or bad, or really happy also, if the child wants that 1 or 2 minutes, 5 minutes ka space to regulate the feeling, the child can go to this corner. And you don't have to stop the child. The child should be free to do it. Ma'am, I want to sit in that corner for 2 minutes. Okay. After 2 minutes, you can go and talk to the child. Okay, how are you feeling now? Are you okay? Are you fine? Do you want to talk about it? Talk about their feelings. Okay, it is fine. You want more time? It's okay. These are the important learnings that is very important at this stage, right? Uh, students should not seek permission to go here. They should be open. The space is the safe space where they feel safe and happy, where they feel calmed down. This, and you can name it also. You can name it safe place, calm corner, my space, cozy corner, whatever you want to. You can discuss this with the students and have this. And this space should always have these charts where that will help the students to regulate. Okay? So what does it do is it helps the child calm down. It helps the child identify their feelings or their emotions and also identify the strategy that they should be using. Correct? Now, there are all these things that have happened. You know, your classroom is set for SEL. You have a good space also. You have begin from yourself, given these tactics and everything. But what is the very first step for the students to do it? That first step is awareness. I have to be aware about my emotions and I have to be aware about my relationships. Let's begin with emotional awareness. Have you seen something like this ever? Or do you use it in the classroom? Please use the chat box. Okay, yes. Oh, that is very nice to see that a lot of people have used or seen this in their classrooms. There are some who haven't. Okay. We use basic emotions. That is fine. Amazing. This is fantastic. So you guys know that there is something called as emotion wheel and there is something called as mood meter. These are things that should be hung around the safe space or your cozy corner. Your emotion wheel is a very good medium to teach different types of emotions to students. See, in the beginning, when I asked, how were you feeling yesterday? Most of you wrote either good, wonderful. We ourselves are also not able to identify our emotions, right? Am I feeling brave? Am I feeling courageous? Am I feeling hopeful? What does that mean and what's the difference? And okay, I'm feeling something. For the child may feel that think that okay, I'm feeling something, but what is it? What do I call it? So giving the name to the feelings is very important. That is where you build that awareness. Now, this mood meter is something that will help the child identify the level, the strength of the mood, the magnitude of the mood. Okay, today I'm feeling happy, but is it happy or I'm cheerful or I'm really excited or I'm like ecstatic? Like I'm like I'm on cloud nine right now. Am I feeling just sad? Am I feeling lonely? Am I feeling hopeless? Like, oh God, nothing is happening. Or is it a or is it disappointed? So you can use these charts. You can really ask the child, okay, how are you feeling today? And go to the mood meter and you can have a cotton ball or anything of your choice and ask the child to point at that. This is where the mood meter is. You can also use these with while having stories. What is the character feeling? At what level is the character feeling this? Okay, this happened with the character. A very interesting way to develop socio-emotional skills. Now, how to regulate these emotions? Regulating emotions to teach this in the early years helps students understand and control emotions. And it also helps them to lower their stress, tension, anxiety, and help them to focus on learning. So it is not only you don't only have to teach students to identify emotions, you also have to help them regulate it. If I'm feeling like this, what do I do? Otherwise, what you see in the pictures on the screen, this won't be a possibility. Students will not be able to sit together, be happy while they are learning, be enthusiastic. So here are some really interesting activities. These are very few. Okay, you can find like hundreds of activities that can be used while you are regulating, while you want to teach these things to the students. You can have such a chart with pictures and hang it on the safe zone corner. So that, and then if the student comes and say, okay, I'm feeling this, okay, what do you want to do about it? They can point at one of the tactics and they can do it. So these are very simple tactics. Reading, I want to read a book right now. I don't want to do what's happening in the classroom. I just want to take deep breaths. And your morning activity, that we discussed, every day you can do different things, is the space where you teach these tactics to the student. How do you take deep breaths? What do you do? Why do you want to drink water? Why do you want to smile? What happens? How, that is the time when you counting to 10. Either you can do this counting or you can just do 10 times. Ooh, anything that works. So these are the simple tactics that you can give to the students that will help them regulate their emotions. Okay, emotions is fine, right? Now coming to the social aspect of socio-emotional. Social awareness. Now, what do you understand by this? You can write on the chat. What is social awareness? Please use the chat to give your thoughts. It says empathy, perspective, respect, compassion, all behavior with others, teach student manners, okay? Issues about community, okay? To know about society, knowing surrounding, right? Gesture, yes. Okay, I really want to say this. Um, Manners is just one thing. Manners and etiquettes is just one aspect of social awareness. So it's not everything. Okay? But what does it take to interact with someone else? Do you like to talk to people who are rude to you? No, right? You don't like to. Do you like to talk to people who make fun of you? No. Do you like to talk to people who listens to you? Yes, right? That's what social awareness is about. How do I talk to the other person? Uh, what do I make when the other person is talking to me in a particular manner? Yes, we like to talk to people who have happy approach, who are positive and happy. And we also want to be like that. Social awareness is about that. Social awareness is teaching the children empathy. Is telling them that you have one perspective, other person can also have another perspective. Maybe sharing your toy, you don't like it, but the other person may like it, or you like it, the other person may not like it. Respecting each other, even if that other person has curly hair, it is okay, you have to respect it, you don't make fun of it. Even if the other person has, maybe, is, it's different, he's different from you or she's different from you, maybe is on a wheelchair or maybe is not able to talk properly, the speech is, it is okay. We are all human beings and we have to respect each other irrespective of every single thing, irrespective of our status, social, emotional, our class, our ethnicity, our race. You have to respect other people and you have to respect animals, plants, and your surroundings. You have to be compassionate to other. Now, how will all of this happen? This will only happen after the students have understood their emotions. Once they have had a hold on their understanding of emotions, that will help them understand emotions of others. Okay, if this thing saddens me, this will sadden my friend also, this will sadden my mother also. I lose my favorite toy and I feel sad. So my if my mother loses something that she likes, she will also feel sad. What do I do then? Right? Now, so social awareness is important because it will help students build strong relationships. It will help students trust each other in the classroom, in the school. It will help students learn better, right? They'll become better friends. They are not, they will fight less. There are research, a lot of research now, which shows that students who have developed these skills, there is less violence in them, there is less absenteeism in them, the better learning, the learning outcomes are much, much better. And later also, they don't bully, all these negative things decrease. So if you're facing all of these things in your school or your classroom, SEL is the answer to that. And this helps students does not only understand themselves but also their surroundings. Now, how do you develop social awareness? There are some very simple strategies through which we can develop social awareness. We can have gratitude walks. And believe me, you don't have to have a separate curriculum or a separate time or a separate lesson plan for this. SEL is everywhere and every time. You show it to the students. For example, during lunch time, if one student is eating, say, pastry, the other student wants pastry, what do? That is regulating your emotions and building a positive relationship. Positive interactions is very important. Providing a lot of positive interactions to the students is very, very important to develop SEL skills. Okay, so gratitude walks is a very nice activity that you can do. You can have the students, this can happen in the community or within the school or within the classroom. Say thanks to something or someone. And also think, why do you want to thank that person or that thing? I want to say thanks to my neighbor because yesterday uncle gave me something, or uncle helped me with my project. I want to say thanks to my grandmother because she tells me stories every day. Anything. Second way is to do role plays. Oh, role plays are amazing strategy to develop SEL skills because it helps the child be in the shoes of the other person. When you go to a market, when you see a vegetable vendor, what do? Do you respect him or you disrespect him? Right? So very a very nice way to understand, okay, what is that other person feeling? What is that other person doing and why is he or she doing it? And hence developing your ideas about the other person. Games and worksheets are very nice, very interesting, nice ways to do it. You can do a lot of games, like you can see on the screen. You can have these cards where somebody is pushing someone else, or somebody is not taking turns, somebody is being very cordial with someone else, and you can ask students to either tick yes or no, whether this is the right way to do it or no, not the right way. um, you don't have to have an extra period for this. All these things can be very conveniently and seamlessly incorporated within the curriculum that you are doing. So no extra period, no extra this thing. Whatever you do during the day, do these things. You do a lot of role plays, right? So after the role play is done, you talk about it with the students. Okay, what do you feel about? So if the student, if the role play is about a doctor, what do you think think a doctor feels when the doctor takes, gives medicines to the patients or takes care of the patient? How, why does he feel that? Why is it important for a doctor to talk properly with a patient? What happens if a patient talks rudely? So very simple things. You do all these things in the class, and you just have to build in your socio-emotional aspect to it. Scenario talks. Give them different situations. What if someone pushes you? What if someone snatches something from you? What if someone hugs you? है ना? So what do you do then? Talk about these things with the students. This will give them a very good idea of different types of situations and what can be done during those situations. And you show those things. You don't just ask them to do it, you also do the same things. You also practice that. They will follow what you show them. So that is why I said everything starts from you. Yes, diagnosing. Story sessions are amazing. Now, there are two ways you can do it. You can actually have stories where the characters are either dealing with some emotional turmoil or emotional happiness, or there is a situation which the maybe there is this character who has built a boat, and other people in the community or other people, his friends have, you know, destroy the boat. So what does this character do? These stories give ideas to the students, and students will not only copy these ideas. They are developing, they are learning, they will build on those ideas. And after the story sessions, you can talk about these things to the students. Now, this is a simple way to incorporate SEL during your literacy, your English or your Hindi or whatever sessions. Scenario talks can happen during your EVS sessions while you're doing neighborhood as a topic. So you don't need extra time for this. Very, very, very extremely important is teaching the child to self love and teaching ourselves to self love. I love myself, I respect myself. If I don't love myself, I will not be able to love others. If I don't respect myself, I can't respect others. And why will others respect me? Why will others love me? So when you're doing this positive affirmations time in the morning, if you're doing it, these are some simple positive affirmations that you can repeat. So you can ask the child to close their eyes and just repeat this 10 times. I love myself. I love myself. You can ask the child to look into the mirror and repeat this. These are some simple ideas that can happen also at home, and involves parents into it. Tell the parents whenever you meet during the PTM that do these things with your child at home. If your child is feeling this way, you can provide these emotion charts and these tactics to the parents. So let them do these things with the parents. um yeah, so self love is like a very essential aspect to socio emotional development, and giving that opportunity to the child and letting him or her know that you have to do this. No one can hurt me, no one can hurt my feeling. I'm a happy child, I will always be a happy child, I will always respect others, not only myself but also others. It helps them build a very positive environment around themselves. And all these positive interactions in today's world, privacy, everyone wants privacy. People are all the time on the phone, people are all the time on the laptops. Even at home, students are not getting these positive interactions so much, so that they can. So in the school they need to be exposed to these things. And that is why, fortunately, unfortunately, the onus now lies a lot on the teachers and the school environment to provide these positive interactions and to provide these positive setups to the students. More so for students who come from either broken families or disturbed families, or where there is something happening during that period in the family. Maybe there is a loss or whatever. So at those times, it is all the more important for the teacher and the school to provide extra support to the students to develop socio-emotional skills. And now thank you very much for listening. And I hope I wasn't too fast. I'm open to questions now.
Okay. So we will now open the floor for the Q&A round. Please type your questions related to the topic in the chat box.
And I'm really happy and excited that I was able to talk about this with you all.
Okay. So the session was very informative, ma'am. I personally very enjoyed it,
Thank
and
you so
it was
much.
very insightful.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Uh, any questions, participants you have, you can post it in the chat box.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
The question, ma'am, how to address a child if he's challenging, okay, if the child is questioning for everything, if the
Yes,
child is very challenging.
yes.
Okay.
So this is the phase, the child will question. क्यों करूं मैं? किस लिए करना है ये? क्या होगा ये करने से? You have to answer. See, at one point, we are telling the child, ask questions. And on the other hand, if they are asking questions, and if we stop them, then it's not going to give a very good idea to the child. Will always feel, will not be able to ask questions later, right? So this is the time when the child is learning about themselves, is they are developing and growing. So we have to answer all these questions. Yes, in the classroom setup it could be a very difficult thing to do. However, what you can do is, you can have like, okay, this is the question time. You can have question time during your day. So in these 5-10 minutes we will have question answers. So if you have any questions, you can talk about it. Or if the child is continuously asking questions, you can say, okay, we need to, we will talk about it personally, because the entire other, there will be other students, right? And this, with this, you are also telling the student You are not the only one. I'm going to pay attention to. There are other people also, and they also need time. So you can have such small things you can do to but answer the questions. That is very important.
Right. Ma'am, there's another question. How can we keep students motivated?
So very nice question, and a very difficult one also, I must say. Motive, it is not only, it's not just one person's job to keep students motivated. If the child is coming from a difficult or a challenged environment, if that's the background, it will be difficult to keep that child motivated. You think about yourselves also, right? While we were discussing, if there is a fight, you won't feel that motivated. So if something like that happens, and if it is not permanent, that is okay. Let the child be. Let it is okay if the child is not learning ABCD. That is fine. The child will learn it eventually. But it is very important for the child to feel calmed down, to feel relaxed. But if it is a permanent thing, then and if there is no scope to talk to parents about it, or no scope for a change in the environment, um, the first thing is providing a very safe environment to the child in the class. You be the listener. Talk to the child. If once that emotions have vented out, the child will feel relaxed. If you do not have the time, make sure that there is someone who will talk to the child. You can send the child to the counselor or the psychologist if there is one in the classroom. Send the child to maybe have have the child, give the child 10-15 minutes to do whatever the child wants to do. So some very simple things, and it all also depends on what's really happening. But these are some generic ideas that can be adopted.
So the key is to listen first.
Yes, of course, a very
Uh,
good listener.
yes. How can we deal with the shyness of children?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Can you please come again?
How can we deal with the shyness of children?
Shyness. Okay. You don't have to deal with that. It is a personality trait. Some people are introverts, some people are extrovert.
Hmm.
Fine. If the child doesn't want to speak too much, if the child doesn't want to, answer, it is okay. But don't stop asking questions to that child. You do whatever you want to do. If the child is not feeling okay talking about it in the group, you can do it personally. Just because, obviously, you also have to assess whether the learning outcomes have been met or not. You can do it personally with the child. You can also have stories around it. Stories play a very important role, and they have huge impact on children. So have stories where the main character is shy, and then what happens? And maybe the character identifies a few things about himself or herself and comes out of that shyness and is able to talk. Make sure that the child has friends in the classroom. That really helps. And if the child is not able to make friends, you help the child make friends. You tell other people, okay, today you will sit with him and you will do this activity. Have collaborative activities in the classroom where people are working together. That will help you deal with this a bit.
Okay. Ma'am, there's another question. How to handle hyperactive children doing something around disturbing others?
Okay. Again, there are two things about it. One is hyperactivity, which is a personality trait, and another is hyperactivity, which is a where a child is specially abled, or there are special needs. So if there are special needs, then I'm not going to get into that. But if the child is generally hyperactive, again, is not able to regulate his or her emotions, you feel excited and happy all the time, and it is really heightened. So you give them tactics. Okay, so just say, oh. You feel too angry, say, oh. You feel too happy to say, oh. It really helps. Or just drink water, or just take a pause. Go take a walk. Go sit under that tree. Simple tactics, regulation of emotions. That is what is needed.
So, ma'am, there's another one. If there's a emotional problem in student's family, then how to deal with the student?
Yeah, and this is unfortunately the truth. It is a reality. This happens. As teachers and as educators, as I said, the first thing you can do is to listen to the child, because there is no one at home who is listening to the child. So you have to listen. That itself will make a huge difference. Help the child understand what's going on within. When you are feeling lonely, or you are feeling, if you are feeling left out at home, you are able, as adults, we are able to understand what's happening, and we are able to, hum to kya karenge, we'll maybe walk out of the home. The child cannot. And who will the child talk to? The child cannot call his friend like us. Yaar aise aise ho gaya, what do we do? So you listen and you help the child, you become the child's friend in that case, and give
Yeah.
simple tactics to the child. If something like this is happening, you can just close your ears, don't listen to your parents or whoever there is in the family. Go to your room, draw if you like drawing. Do some painting. Give these, help child develop some hobbies. That will be very helpful.
Right. We'll take one last question.
Yes.
What can we do for a child who remain in his own imagination or play while chapter reading and explanation?
Oh God, happens all the time. And I think most of the children are like that. They are in their own imaginative world, right? Include the child in the activities. So, for example, don't always read aloud. And even if you're reading aloud, say, for example, okay, let's not take English as a not take language, say maths. Say you're doing numbers. Now, this child is in his own or her own imagination. Do kinesthetic activities. Tell the child, okay, go there, bring 5 balls. Go there, bring 7 sticks. You're teaching counting. You're regulating the child's behavior as well, of coming out of their zone, of their imaginative zone, into the reality. Simultaneously, you are building like a connection between their imagination and the reality. Okay, what are you thinking? You're thinking this. ठीक है. You're doing maths, you're doing addition. Okay, can you, say for example, they are thinking about, say, apples. Okay, can you bring 5 apples, and now your friend brings 2 apples. How many apples are there? I mean, just build into that.
Right.
Involve the child and do kinesthetic hands-on activities with such children.
Interesting. So we are not getting any more questions. I believe there were all the questions we had. Thank you so much, Ms. Tanvi, for an insightful and information-packed session. We greatly appreciate your expertise and the valuable strategies you shared today. A big thank you to all the participants for your active engagement and thoughtful questions. Your commitment to advancing early childhood education is commendable, and we hope you found the session as enlightening as we did. Uh, Before we wrap up, we have an exciting quiz for you all. This quiz will test your knowledge from yesterday's and today's session, and will give you a chance to win Amazon vouchers worth rupees 20,000. So get ready to participate and showcase what you have learned. We have posted the link to the quiz in the chat box. You are requested to copy it from there, and the quiz will be active till tomorrow midnight. So you all are requested to submit the quiz by tomorrow. Uh, Thank you, Ms. Tanvi, once again for this very, very interesting session. I thoroughly, personally enjoyed it very well, very
Thank,
nicely.
thank you so much.
And
I'm really glad.
thank you so much. Participants, we have posted the quiz link in the chat box. Please, you are all requested to copy the link from there. And we have also provided the link to all the sessions which is held today and yesterday. So you can revise all the, teachings from there, and then you can participate in the quiz. Thank you so much, Tanvi ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.